Good morning. I was asked to do a visual version of what I talked about with breakups in the brain. So here we go. Your caudate nucleus is in the very center of your brain, and when you're in love, you release lots of dopamine and oxytocin in your caudate nucleus. And this is the center of your brain responsible for rewards and motivation, emotions, and other things. And so dopamine is that super huge surge of pleasure that we get from drugs and sex and thrills. And oxytocin is that very, very deep, bonded, nurturing, attached love that you see in nursing mothers as they look lovingly at their babies. So when you lose love, your caudate nucleus is empty, but still crying out for that dopamine and oxytocin that it's not getting. And your hypothalamus communicates to your thalamus to tell your adrenal glands on top of your kidneys to produce cortisol, a stress response. Your brain is trying to get you so stressed out so that you can change your behavior in order to achieve this thing that made you feel really good, because our bodies don't want stress. But unfortunately, we can't do anything about this loss. And so now we just have a bunch of stress flowing through. Not to mention that cortisol stress, we've got this empty caudate nucleus and a dopamine deficiency, which causes cravings and withdrawals and trouble focusing and impulsive behaviors. So you do things you wouldn't otherwise do normally. Depression, your legs might be restless. You might have issues overeating or undereating. Your sex drive changes and your sleep gets messed up. So one of the compensations that we try to do when we're having these cravings and withdrawals is we have this fantasy-based avoidance, where if we can just imagine ourselves in that situation, our brain doesn't know the difference. And so it actually fills our caudate nucleus back up with that dopamine and oxytocin, and it feels really good. The problem is that when we open our eyes again, it's not actually true. And so our adrenal glands pump that stress back through, and the caudate nucleus once again empties. So while we're coping, we need to find alternative dopamine sources, like listening to music, being out in the sun, exercising, eating the right kinds of food, getting enough sleep, yoga and meditation, and thinking about things that make us calm, and reading. Our orbital frontal cortex will kick in, and it will remind us that everything's going to be okay.